If your posture on a motorcycle is not correct, you'll have a higher likelihood of crashing your motorcycle, and you'll ride with a whole lot less control and more fatigue on the streets. This week on MCrider, let's examine rider posture and what you can do to fix the problem. You know, our posture on a motorcycle is something we don't put a whole lot of thought into, but it has a huge impact on our riding. It's often one of those things that a riding instructor has to continually reinforce with new riders, and I would say poor posture results in a lot of crashes out on the street. So in order to examine proper posture, we'll do what I often did out on a parking lot observing new riders. We'll start with the top of the rider and we'll work our way down in order to pinpoint potential problems. A rider with poor riding posture is looking down. So if you've taken a class with the MSF instructor, you've heard them say, keep your head and eyes up. Look where you want to go. Head and eyes up. You hear that all over the parking lot with a bunch of new riders. Some riders have such a hard time with this concept that they struggle through an entire rider class, and many of the problems could be solved by just simply keeping their head and eyes up. So keeping your head and eyes up out on the road allows you to see hazards in the road up ahead. It aids your sense of balance. It reduces your sense of speed. And it allows your mind to be more relaxed by reducing fatigue and stress. So the hazards you want to be aware of out on the street are the ones that are a few seconds out in front of you, because you still have some time to do something about those. By keeping your head and eyes up, you can see those hazards well ahead of time, and you can make adjustments on the road rather than having to react at the last second. A rider with poor riding posture has a slouched back or rounded shoulders. As we ride, we should engage our core more in order to keep from carrying a lot of the stress of our riding in our neck, back, and shoulders. By engaging the core more, that allows you to keep your back neutral and your chest slightly out as you're riding. This not only allows you to ride for longer periods of time with less fatigue, but it helps solve the next problem that we'll talk about. A rider with poor riding posture has their arms and elbows locked in place. So if you're riding with your arms locked in place, you reduce the ability to absorb bumps on the road, because all of that feedback is getting fed through the handlebars and directly into your body, and it's making it more difficult for you to steer the motorcycle. Steering a motorcycle at normal road speeds using counter steering should be a very easy task to complete on a motorcycle. It doesn't take a whole lot of strength or a lot of stress on your body to simply push left or right to get the motorcycle to turn left or right. If you're physically fatigued after a road speed ride through some twisty roads, you're probably riding with tight shoulders and locked elbows out to the handlebars. A rider with poor riding posture has a tight grip on the hand grips. Now, this is one I still have to remind myself of on occasion. Anytime I'm riding in road situations that I'm not familiar with, and especially when I'm out on the track, I have to remind myself to keep a loose grip on the hand grips and not holding on for dear life. The handlebars are not on a motorcycle, so you can hold yourself onto the motorcycle, and yet many riders treat the handlebars like monkey bars they did when they were a kid, and they're holding on to them for dear life. So relax your grip. This allows much more fine motor control from your hands. It allows more precise control over the throttle, clutch, and brake, and it reduces your reaction time by keeping your hands relaxed. Your grip on the hand grips of the motorcycle should be more like a normal handshake and less like you're trying to crush their hand. A rider with poor riding posture has their knees sticking way out to the sides. Remember what we just talked about with your hands. They're not on the handlebars to hold you on the motorcycle, but your knees brought into the tank do connect you with the motorcycle. Your knees help anchor you to the motorcycle during braking and acceleration. Doesn't take a whole lot of pressure with your knees to feel much more connected with the motorcycle. On corners, it's okay to bring that inside knee slightly out off the tank, but unless you're out on the track, there's no need to lean way off the motorcycle and stick a knee way out to the side like you see a MotoGP racer do out on the track. The default position should be your knees slightly gripping the tank, and this allows your seating position to feel much more secure and you'll feel much more connected to the motorcycle. And this will also allow you to relax your upper body on the motorcycle because you're using your knees as one of the primary connection points. A rider with poor riding posture has either their toes or heels hanging off the pegs or floorboards. Hanging your toes or heels off the pegs is a particular problem when negotiating curves or sharp corners. If they're too far off the pegs or the corner is sharper than you expected, your foot can actually be pulled off of the peg when it makes contact with the road. Ask me how I know. So the proper position for your lower body on the motorcycle should be your knees into the tank with your feet aligned with or slightly turned in towards the motorcycle, and the balls of your feet on the pegs when not braking or shifting. So if you're in heavy traffic, it's okay to use the arch of your foot more so that you're not constantly having to move back and forth to go to the brakes or shift up and down. That reduces some movement and allows quicker response. But on curvy roads or when we're in gear and just cruising along, our default position should be our balls of the feet on the pegs or floorboards of the motorcycle. So with all this in mind, next time you're out for a ride, evaluate your riding position and see what you can fix. Start at the top and work your way down. It's easier to remember and helps you correct body posture starting from the top and working your way down. Correcting your body position is not only going to make you more fluid and a safer rider, but you'll be able to ride with much less fatigue. Till next week, guys, it's Kevin with MCrider, and I'll see you on the road. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a member of MCrider. You get access to the forums and the field guide and a whole lot more. All the details can be found at mcrider.com/member.